So I'm going to solve the same problem for you myself. If I did 0.2 times 30, I know that 30 is made up of a 3 times 10, right? 3 times 10 makes a 30. So I'm just going to multiply it by 3 first. 2/10 3 times, or 0.2 times 3 is 0.6. Then I'm going to multiply that, the 0.6, times my 10, right? Times the other part. So I get, if I had 6/10 6 times 10 times, I would have 6 wholes, right? So we remember that we're moving over the decimal place once because we're multiplying times 10. So I have 6. Okay? So let's continue the next problem, which is very similar. Okay, so now what if I had 2/100ths 30 times? So remember, the 30 is made up of a 3 by 10, right? 3 times 10. So 2/100ths times 3 is 6/100ths. This is method 1, so they're doing the other one first. They're doing 2/100ths times 10 is 2/10ths times 3 is 6/10ths. Or, okay, so it's showing you exactly what I'm about to do on my board. The next one is the next method, which is really the same thing. You could do 2/100ths times 3. If I have 2/100ths 3 times, I would have 6/100ths. 6/100ths times 10, I would then have 6/10ths, right? 6 dimes. So if I had 6 pennies 10 times, I would have 6 dimes. And they're going to show you the work right there. Okay. If you just look at it carefully, so it's 2/100ths times 30, which is the same thing as 2/100ths times 3 times 10. So I do the 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 10. 6/100ths times 10 makes my 6/10ths, okay? Now, again, this is the same idea. We're multiplying 2/1000ths by 30. So I do 2/1000ths by 3 by 10. Again, they're doing method 1 first. So 2/1000ths by 10 becomes 2/100ths. 2/100ths by 3 becomes 6/100ths. They didn't do the second method here. But the second method, I'll show you. Whoopsies, 1 second. Would be 2/1000ths times 30, right? So I know 30 is 3 times 10. So I'm going to do 2/1000ths times 3 equals 6/1000ths. And then 6/1000ths times 10, it moves over 1 decimal place, becomes 0.600ths. 600ths, sorry, on the side a little. Okay, so that's what we see they got with their other method. Doesn't matter if you multiply times 3 first or times 10 first, right? Okay, we're going to take it up a notch. We're going to do another problem. So 6/10ths times 40. So here we go. 0.6 times 40. I know this is a 4 times 10. So I'll do 0.6. Let's just do times 10 first. So that becomes 6. Right? The answer is 6. Because it becomes 10 times greater. So now it's 6. And then I do 6 times 40. Oh, sorry, 6 times 4. I knew something was wrong because the answer was not going to be 240. 6 times 4, because I already did the times 10. So now I have the 6 times the 4 becomes 24. That's our final answer. Okay. Of course, you could do 0.6 times 4 first. You'll get 2.4, and then you could do that times 10, and you'll get 24. Okay. Here's another problem. It's a little bit harder, but you really just follow the same pattern. Okay, so let's write it down. So if I have 0 312 thousandths times 60. So this is made up of a 6 and a 10, right? So multiply this by this, and then the answer by that, okay? So 312, let's multiply it by 10 first, equals 3.12. Oops, sorry, gotta move over. And then I do 3.12 times the 6. Okay, now this is something we learned before the break also, how to multiply by a decimal by a whole number, okay? So 2 times 6, 12, 1 times 6, 6, 7, 6 times 3, 18. Okay, I have checked this before, so I know that the answer is 18 and 72 hundredths, but like where we talked about before the break is that I know 3 times 6 makes 18, so I know my decimal's in the right place, okay? So that's how you solve the problems for today's work. We're going to also practice, or maybe we did practice, depending when you're watching this, on our Zoom, okay? Reach out to me if you have any questions. We'll continue a similar concept for, tomorrow and as the days go on. Good job, 5P.